What's that?
It's bar bent. Special 24-hour fitness bent bar.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up guys? So what you saw there was me messing around with one of the fancy bent bars at the gym. And you also saw us warming up with starting with the barbell and then slowly increasing the weight, even using quarters and then just one plate. So it's important that you don't just rush into things. Take your time, warm up, prepare for your heavy sets. So we started with incline bench today. Normally I prefer a decline movement when we're talking about bodybuilding because decline works the pecs a little bit better than the incline. But today we decided to start with incline because the decline machine I wanted to use was taken. So you saw us warming up and now Mason's getting into his heavy set. We're still gonna push the heavy set to failure. Now we didn't use any drop set or rest pause techniques. We just did good old-fashioned straight sets for as many reps as you can with a weight that was fairly heavy. You see Mason here working with 315, and then you see me with my real strong 205. I'll just be honest, my bench sucks. It's something I'm working at. Long arms, who knows, maybe that's why my deadlift is good and my bench is horrible, but I'm making some improvements and starting to see some progress, so that's all that counts, and pushing the muscle to failure, that's what we're after today anyways. So this is my favorite decline press. I like this because you can adjust the seat to make sure that you're really targeting the pec. You should feel your pec work through the majority of this movement. I also like that when you hit complete failure, it's just gonna stop. You're not gonna crush yourself with the barbell or something like that. So you can use rest pause sets, drop sets, all the different techniques to really ensure muscle failure with this machine. Next, you'll see that we work just a flat dumbbell press. I like this because you can kind of work a fly movement into it as well. You want to focus on a deep stretch of the pecs on the way down and then a strong contraction on the way up. You can also adjust the way that your hands are holding the dumbbell, meaning the angle of your wrist, as well as the angle of where your elbow is descending. So you get to play with this to make sure that you can get a strong stretch and contraction in the pec, which is the goal here that we're trying to work. This is a movement that I actually learned from Mason. It's a single arm flat dumbbell press. Now this is more of a powerlifting supportive movement, not so much a bodybuilding movement. Because of the instability here, you're more or less trying to train the shoulders, the tricep, and the pec to get stronger through an unstable motion here. You also get the opportunity to use one arm at a time. So you can work, say, a weaker side if your right arm is stronger than your left arm. This gives both arms the opportunity to work independently of each other versus a barbell where one arm could take more of the load. Obviously, if you use two dumbbells, you get that same effect, but using two dumbbells, you're balanced and more stable. Mason actually wants to be unstable on this movement. You know, his core is getting involved, his shoulder, his pec, his tricep, everything is focusing on stabilizing the weight. So make sure if you do this that you use a light to moderate weight, start low, and then work your way up. This isn't a powerlifting movement that you want to try and push really heavy weight. You'll just run the risk of injury if you do that. We then worked a couple different cable flies, one starting with the pulley down low, the other one with the pulley up high. Now, the pec will contract to bring the upper arm across the body. So if we let the arm move away from the body in this movement here and then come across and up, the pec is going to contract to do so. Same thing with the movement where you're starting with the cable pulley higher, you're going to allow the upper arm to float up and away from the body and then bring the arm closer to you down and across the body. Both of these are going to cause the pec to contract to move the upper arm across the body. So the main goal here is think of allowing the arm to move away from the body and stretch the pec, and then allow the pec to contract to bring the arm closer to and across the body. This is a movement that I actually learned from Tamer El-Gindi, who's an IFBB pro bodybuilder. when Bradley Martin and myself were working out one day. What you want to do is sit on the bench at almost a 45-degree angle with your shoulder pressed against the pad. Grip it narrow, and you want your upper arm to travel in the path or the part of the pec that you're trying to work. So if we're trying to work the upper pec here, the upper arm should move in that direction. I like to touch my pec as I do this to make sure I'm getting a strong contraction. It's a very short contraction, but it's a great way to target the upper pecs.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to BodyGeeks. Hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the videos, and let us know of any content you'd like to see. Also, that's a forklift in the back.